So today we're going to be making this square. I'm going to make a few of them and put them together for a blanket. They are going to have little animal faces on in the end, but this is the start of it. So we're going to be making a circle with 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, and then squaring it off, and then doing another 2 rounds and ending up with a square of about 15 centimeters square. Okay, so to do this, we're going to need 2 different colors of cotton. I'm going to make this the center, the circle, and then I'm going to square it off with the cream color. You're going to need a crochet hook. I'm using a size 4 as we are using cotton. That's a nice size. You're going to need a sewing needle and a pair of scissors. All right, so to get going, we are going to make a magic circle using this pretty pink color. Magic circle, you make an X on your 2 forefingers under the first, over the second, and put it around like that. Hold it with your 2 fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, and then close it here and tighten. All right, so this counts as nothing, we've just closed it, but we're going to be making 11 half double crochets to start this first round. Half double crochet, that's 2 of them. To do a half double crochet, you put the wool over your hook, you put it into the center, you pull through. There you've got 3 pieces on your hook, and you pull through all 3. Okay, nice easy stitch to do. It goes nice and quickly. As you're going through your 3, just pull gently backwards and it slides through quite easily. This is one of my favorite stitches, if not my favorite, because it just is easy to do. It's a nice quick stitch. Having said that, I'm making it look difficult, but it really isn't. Okay, so where are we now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. At the end of your round, you can pull the short end and close the circle in the middle. And then to finish off, you're going to find the first stitch that you made, and you're going to go under both sides of the V, and you're going to do a slip stitch. To do a slip stitch, you yarn over, you go through the first one and through the second one without going over anywhere. Okay, so you've done your first round and you have 11 stitches. To start the second, you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to go into this very first stitch here and do your first one. So back into where where you're working, and do your 1. And the pattern for this round is you're going to be doing 2 half double crochets into each stitch. That counted as 1, those 2, and you've done another one, so that's done there. Into the second one, you're going to do 2, 1, and 2. At the end of this round, with putting 2 half double crochets into each stitch, you'll end up with 22 stitches. And keep counting, because you're going to need every stitch to make to round off, to square off the circle. So count each round and make sure you've got the right amount of stitches. 2 in each for this round. When you get to the end, you're going to do like we did at the end of the first round. We're going to attach to the top of the first half double crochet that we made with a slip stitch and chain 2. Okay, I'll meet you when I've done this second round. Okay, there we go. You're going to go into the top of the first, well, it was the chain 2 that we made. Go into the top there quite carefully and do a slip stitch. It's quite a tight stitch, so it looks a little bit difficult, but through and through. Okay, then we've got 22 stitches On our second round, we're going to do the same again. We're going to chain 2, which counts as our first stitch. And the pattern for round 3 is alternating. You're going to do 1 stitch in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Okay, we've done our 1 in the first, so go right down here into our second, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets into that stitch, 1 into that third stitch, 2 into that fourth stitch. Remember, it's really important to have all your stitches, and at the end of this round you should have 44 half double crochets, and that 33 half double crochets, and that is the second last round. We're going to do one more round after this one, and there we will end with 44 stitches. All right, so keep that pattern going. 1 into the 1, 2 into the next. I'll see you at the end of this round 3. Okay, round 3, we've got 33 half double crochets, and the very last round we're going to start the same way, starting with 2 chains, and then we're going to go right down into that first one and do, oopsie, your second half double crochet. And the pattern for round 4 is 1 into the first, 1 into the second, and 2 into the third. That's going to keep it flat and then increase it by the correct amount. So it's 1 into the 1, into the first, 1 into the second, and then 2 half double crochets into the third. And you're going to do that all the way around. You're going to end with a double, and you will have 44 stitches at the end of this last increase round that we're doing. I see you at the end of this round here with 44 stitches. There we go, end of the 4th round. We've got 44 stitches, and remember, you go into that first one. It's sometimes a little difficult to see because it's not a actual stitch you made, it's the top of the chain. Okay, so you go in, try go under 2, pull through, and pull through. Okay, and there is your circle. Okay, so now what you can do is you can cut your cotton and thread it through and end there, and you're going to start over with, start with the new color. Before we do that, just to tidy things up, we're going to take that yarn needle that we were talking about, if I can find it, there we go. To sew in the ends, you're going to thread your needle, and here we go. We're going to go into a few stitches, and then back. We missed that first one obviously, and then you just go back anywhere. It should be perfectly hidden, you won't see it. And then you can cut off at the base here to hide this one. Once again, thread your needle. Now work on the back. You see that is the front, so you're going to work at the back here. Just once again, thread it through a couple of stitches at the back. Doesn't matter which ones, doesn't matter where, just hide the ends there, and there's your circle done. And then we've got no ends to worry about or to distract us, and we can start with our new color. All right, so what do we do here? Okay, we get our needle back, and we can start absolutely anywhere in this circle, any stitch whatsoever. You're going to put your crochet hook in under both V sides, pull through your new color like that. Then you're going to fasten it or tighten it with a stitch. Okay, now that doesn't count as a stitch. You're still going to have to do a stitch there. And what we do for this round, okay, we start with 2 single crochets, so back into that same one that we joined to. We do 1 single crochet, and then we do 2 single crochets. Then the pattern, we go yarn over, we're going to do 2 half double crochets into the next 2, like that. And then for the next one, it's going to be a double crochet, so through 2 and then through 2, and then we're going to go on to the corner, and the corner goes like this. You're going to do 2 double crochets into this next stitch, you're going to do a chain, and then you're not going to go back into this, you're going to go into the next stitch. You're going to do 2 double crochets into the next stitch. Okay, so what we've done so far is we've done 2 singles, 1, 2, we've done 2 half doubles, we've done 1 double, and then we've done the corner, which comprises of 2 doubles with a chain and another 2 doubles into the next stitch. All right, so after that we're going to just mirror what we've done. We're going to do a double, then we're going to do 2 half doubles, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to mirror the side. So it's 2 half doubles. This is where we join, so it's a little bit tricky. 2 halves into your double, which brings us to our corner again. So into the next one, 2 doubles. Well, that didn't work out too well. Let's start again. Into the next one, 2 doubles, with 1 chain in between, and into the very next one we're going to do another 2 doubles, which makes up our corner. Then we're going to do the same again, 1 double, 2 half doubles, 3 single crochets, the flat side of the square, mirror the other side, so it's 2 half double crochets into 1 double crochet, and the corner, oopsie, we're going out of the picture here, 2 into the 1, do 1 chain, and 2 into the next, free up some wool there. Then it's time for our double on its own into 2 half doubles. I'm going to put this pattern in the description box below so you can actually read it as well. Then onto our 3 singles, 1, 2, and 3. 2 half doubles, 1, 2, into our double, doing our corner, which is an increase, which is 2 doubles into 1 stitch, a chain, and into the next stitch another increase, forming our corner. Okay, let's see where we are here. Onto our double, onto our 2 half doubles, and we've just got enough space there for our 1 single, which makes 3 as we've got on each other side. So 1, 2, 3. You find the top of the first single, go under both sides of the V and slip stitch. Okay, and that's what you've got. You've got the first round there of your squaring off, and you've got a square there. All right, on to round 2. Okay, round 2 comprises of all double crochets, and to start we're going to chain 2, which here doesn't count as a stitch, and then right into that one there you're going to do another one, and you're going to fit in 7 double crochets before the end. So that was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and by then you've gotten to the corner. See here, there's your chain 1, and in that chain 1 space you're going to do a double crochet, and now you're going to chain 2. So it's 1, not 2, just the 1 double crochet, chain 2 this time, and then back into that same chain 1 space you're going to do another double crochet, and then you're not going to skip this first stitch, just pull it along and you'll see there's a stitch there. So go into that stitch and do a double, and doubles all the way along here. You should do 13 on this one side. One, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7. When I watch my crocheting on screen, it looks like I'm fighting with my work, unlike some other people when they give tutorials. It looks so easy and seamless, so I apologize for that, but that just seems to be the way I do it. It doesn't feel like hard work when I'm doing it, but when I watch it on screen I think, oh my goodness, why are you fighting with your crocheting? Here's the last one here, and let's do a check that we've got the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Excellent. And then here's your next chain 1 space, and remember, into that chain 1 space we're just going to do the 1 double, chain 2, back into that, a double crochet, pull it apart a bit so you can see that first stitch there, go into it and do a double, and 13 along there. Once again, And the same for the third corner. You're going to do 13 along, get to the corner, 1 double, chain 2, another double into that, not missing that first stitch, carry on with 13 and do the same there. All right, so let's do that, and we'll join up again as when we're finishing that last side. Finishing up that last side, and we're going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's space for our last 2. And then once again, that first chain that we did there doesn't count, that chain 2. So we're going to the top of that actual first one, and we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, there we go, round 2. So we're going to do 4 rounds of the beige color. So we've got another 2 to go. The next one's also a row of doubles, and we're going to do the same thing, except the corners are slightly different in this round, and important that we make this change, because this really squares off the square. All right, so we've done our 2, right back into that first one, and we're going to do 8 along before we get to our corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last row is going to be the border, really. So not a compulsory last row, but it does finish off the square quite nicely. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the corner goes like this. Okay, into this chain 1 space, you're going to do an increase. So it's 2 doubles, 1 chain, and then 2 doubles again into the corner. That squares it off nicely. Okay, so you've done 2, you've done a chain, you've done 2, and then you pull it along as to not miss that first stitch that you're going to need to make sure you have 15 all the way along your second side. Let's go all the way along our second side, carrying on with just doubles until we get to the next corner. Okay, the second side, we've got our 15 double crochets. We get to our next corner, and remember the pattern in this round is an increase. So 2 double crochets before we have our chain 1 space, and another 2 double crochets. There's the corner there, remembering that stitch over there, so pull your stitches across and go into that one. And once again, you're doing 15 stitches across. Do the same at the next corner. And then to end off, you're going to do 7 stitches and join the same way we have done in the previous few rounds. Okay, the end of that round, that is what you've got. And as I mentioned, the last little border isn't compulsory, but I'm going to show, just in case you wanted to add a little border, it's just a single crochet border. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in the pink. So we're going to find this pink again. Here we go. And there are 2 ways that you could start the new color. As we did before, we cut off and finish this completely and start it anywhere, which you can do. Or another way you can do it is as you're finishing off that slip stitch, you change colors. Okay, and how that works. So there's that stitch you're going into, and then instead of using your cream color, you get your new color and thread it through, and you've got your change of color. Okay, just to fasten it like that, and there we go. Then you can tighten it, and even do a little knot here, just to make sure it's not going to come undone, although it shouldn't. Let's do that, just so that we know it is secure. All right, so there we have got our change of color, and as I mentioned, we are going to do single crochets all around. Okay, so we're going to do a chain 1, which I did to secure, and then we're going to do 10 single crochets. All right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 before we get to the corner. All right, so into that first one, just single crochets, in, pull through 2, in, pull through 2. Okay, you're going to do your 10 single crochets to get to the first corner, and I will show you what the pattern is for the corner. There's the last one there. When you get to the corner, you can see it there. What you're going to do there is you do a single crochet, a chain, back into that space, another single crochet, pulling it apart so you can get to that first one. You're going to carry on all the way across. We're going to have 19 stitches on the sides. So let's carry on and do our 19 single crochets, get into the other corner. When you get there, you're going to do a single crochet in the chain 1 space, chain, and then another single crochet, and continue with that same pattern all the way around, and you will be finished this border. Okay, that's quite nice. That finishes it off nicely. I will carry on and show you what it looks like when the border is completed. And that's your completed square. I think the border finishes it off very nicely. In the next tutorial, we are going to change our square like that into I've only got a picture of the one, I've actually given it away, but we're going to make that into a bunny. So I don't have a pattern per se, but it's easy enough to see. I mean, I did this one to see what to do, and we'll go through it step by step so that this will become something similar to this here. Okay, so that's in the next tutorial. Please carry on and join with me. It would be lovely to have you again for the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye.